So before we get into today's video, everybody needs to take about 3 seconds out of their day and look at this duck. Now you might be asking, RBT, why do I need to look at this duck? Because if you're a fan of one of these teams on this list, you're probably gonna get triggered. Hence why today we have a trigger warning. It's absolutely hilarious because doing videos on YouTube over the past 10 years or so, I have never in my life seen individuals get offended and get triggered so quickly when it comes to saying something negative about their favorite sports team. So if you look below, this video probably has a lot of dislikes. The video may or may not suck, that's up to your discretion, but more than likely it has a lot of dislikes because a lot of people got triggered. Now if you can't already tell by the title and the thumbnail, today I'm going to be listing my top 10 worst uniforms in football, both in college and in the NFL. Now I tried my best to pick uniforms that were used over the past 10 years or so. So technically, this is the past uniforms worn by any football team in the past 10 years. Now to be eligible, they only had to wear the uniforms for one game, and some of these uniforms might be extinct. And I tried my best to include as many as awful, most recent uniforms as possible. So if you disagree with my list and you get triggered, I don't know, it'd say screw you, I guess. I mean, at this point, what else is there to say? Now, if you guys do enjoy this and want to see more videos like this, let me know by smashing that like button. It'd mean a lot because more than likely this video will probably have more than 300 dislikes. So it would be awesome if you guys could go below, click that like button, and counteract all the triggered idiots. I mean, technically I could go ahead and do the worst uniforms of all time. But that's all up to you guys. Let me know whatever ideas you have in the comment section below. With that said, it's time to begin the Trigger Fest.
With so much drama in the LBC, it's kinda hard being Snoop D-O-double-G.
The Detroit Lions Color Rush uniforms. The gray ones, man, just not a fan. And I know Color Rush uniforms are now extinct, and a lot of them were sick, but the Detroit Lions, not one of them. I mean, if we're being technical, it just looks like the uniforms were colored with a pencil, like no pun intended since it's Color Rush uniforms. I mean, they're not the worst thing in the world, and there's much worse uniforms on this list, but I have to, easily say, these Color Rush uniforms from the Lions were probably the worst Color Rush uniforms out there. Hence, why they're on this top 10.
Somehow, someway, keep coming up with funky ass hits like every single day.
Now this is just a combination from two separate universities because they're both from New Mexico. New Mexico State and New Mexico. I don't understand what they're trying to do with these uniforms. Both, I guess this is their away jerseys, but all it is just a white jersey with text on it. I mean, it's just not appealing at all. It's just not visually appealing. When I was researching these videos, I was just gonna go with New Mexico State, and then I saw New Mexico basically had the same uniform with just some different colors as the text and numbers, and I'm like, dog, New Mexico needs to get with the program. And I feel bad. I had a couple of my good friends play football in New Mexico State. They need to let them know that their uniforms suck.
May I kick a little something for the G's and
the Jacksonville Jaguars. And this is one of the very few current uniforms that are in the NFL that's on this top 10. They just don't look good to me. I mean, I'm sure Jags fans love them. I mean, literally, what it looks like happened here is an individual ate some spaghetti, maybe drank some bleach, then threw it up onto a uniform, and voila! You have the Jacksonville Jaguars uniforms. Even the alternate Color Rush uniforms, they were disgusting, dude. Talk about throw up. It looks like somebody ate gold and then threw it up. So the Jacksonville Jaguars have one of the worst, in my opinion, current uniforms in the NFL. Here comes a lot more dislikes below.
2 in the morning and the party still jumping cause my mama ain't home.
Ohio State's throwback uniforms. And I know throwback uniforms have a place in history, but history sometimes needs to just be left in the past because these are just not optimal for existence. They've worn these uniforms twice, most recently in 2016, and it looks like they went to the local penitentiary, took a picture of what they were wearing, and made the base of the uniforms red, and voila, there you go, Ohio State throwback uniforms. And I kind of do feel weird putting throwback uniforms on this list because I think these uniforms were replications of their 1918 uniforms. But I mean, at the end of the day, if a uniform's ugly, it's ugly. And if it's ugly, it deserves to be on this list. So Ohio State's throwback uniforms, not visually appealing.
I got some freaks in the living room getting it on, and they ain't leaving till 6 in the morning.
And you knew this one had to be on this list, although be it a little bit lower than what I expected going into making this video. The New York Jets' brand new 2019 uniforms comes in 6th place on this top 10. And to be completely honest, in comparison to the top 5, these are not that bad. To be fair, I actually don't completely hate the all-black uniform with the green stripe, but the other two, man, absolutely hideous. And when these came out, man, social media had a field day with these uniforms. They have officially became the meme of the 2019 NFL offseason, but there's some other uniforms that do get worse than this. And once again, man, I actually think the black ones look okay, not throw-upable, but the other ones, they're not good. Not good at all, and I think they easily stamp their place as the worst uniforms currently in the NFL.
So what you gonna do? I got a pocket full of rubbers and my homeboys do too.
Another throwback alternate uniform from Iowa State, and these are just not good at all, man. Like, there's nothing about this uniform looks good, and the pants make these look even worse. They kind of remind me of the pants the Jags wore in the picture from earlier from the Color Rush uniform. So, like, it's a combination of the Jaguars' awful Color Rush uniform with the pants, and then the Ohio State top that we saw earlier, and that gets them easily number 5 in this top 10. And it just doesn't look good, dude. And I know, once again, it's like a throwback. It's throwing back to the past. Once again, dog, some things are better left in the past and not being brought back, and this is one of them.
So turn off the lights and close the doors. But what? We don't love them now. Yeah.
Southern Miss's alternate uniform. Now, I'm not really sure how many times they've worn this, but however many times it is too many. Because these did not deserve to be out on the football field. I mean, they're not to the point where you look at it and you get glaucoma, but they're just not good. I mean, I see what they were going for, the kind of camo-ish look, but it didn't work out. Like, it does kind of look like throw up on the shoulders. It just doesn't, I don't know what to say. They just don't look good, dog. It looked bad enough just looking from the front, but when you look in the back and look at what it looked around in the armpit, like, those just aren't good. I can kind of understand what they were going for, but it just was not properly executed, and somebody either needs to be fired or needs to be trained a little bit better, because these are not optimal for living.
So we gon' blow an ounce to this. G's up, freeze up for a second, now bounce to this.
Once again, you guys knew these were coming. Another throwback uniform. And it's hard to put throwback uniforms on this list because, like, are they actually trying to make the throwback uniforms look good? But regardless, I mean, you can't deny the fact that these are freaking ugly. And there's 2 of them. I don't know which one's worse, to be honest. Why don't you guys let me know in the comment section below. Is it the one with the little yellow circle in the middle of the jersey with the Green Bay Packers? Like, these uniforms, like, they're just awful. Like, I know the throwbacks, I know there's historical value behind them, but they just don't look good, and they definitely belong on a worst uniform list. And these are one of the uniforms that would easily show up on a worst all-time uniform list.
Laid back.
With my mind on my money and my money on my mind.
Florida's Swamp alternate uniform. And I don't know how to feel about it, because like, some people I feel like will actually really like this. But in my eyes, once again, I really see where they were coming from, but dog, they just don't look good. The color is awful. The helmets, they don't look good at all. And when you look at these on TV, they look even worse, dude, especially with it being all brown. I feel like with better pants, they might have looked better. But, dude, these are just not good. Like, if these were properly executed, dude, I feel like these could actually be so sick as an alternate uniform. But they've got to go back to the drawing board and do something, because these on TV especially look disgusting. I mean, what it looks like, to be honest, looks like somebody went out to the forest, ate a tree, had some bark stuck in their throat, threw it back up, and put it on a uniform. Looks like throwing up tree bark. And of course, you guys knew this one was coming. The brand new Michigan State uniforms. And I don't even know where to begin a coherent thought when it comes to these uniforms. I don't know who made these uniforms, who put these uniforms into production, saw them get stitched together, and was like, these look incredible. Like, somebody needed to stamp their foot down and say, no, dude, these look like putrid. Like, I don't know, like, once again, dude, who puts these through production and actually thinks these look good? Even Michigan State fans know these look awful. Like, honest to God, these are the type of uniforms that could easily be in the top 5 of the worst all-time uniforms. Like, who thought that looked good, dude? Like, I don't understand.